How's it going, crypto community? This is Jade, back with another XRP related video. In this one, this is part of the educational or School of XRP series that I'm calling this, where basically we're going over everything XRP related and Ripple related, so that you as a early investor can really understand the scale and the roadmap that's being laid out before us in regards to mass adoption of digital assets via RippleNet, right? So in this, once again, we're going over xRapid, and this intro here on Ripple's website starts off: xRapid is for payment providers and other financial institutions who want to minimize liquidity costs while improving their customer experience. Excuse me. Because payments into emerging markets often require pre-funded local currency accounts around the world, liquidity costs are high. xRapid dramatically lowers the capital requirement for liquidity. So after that, they show us this beautiful little diagram here, right? And what this is showing is that the payment provider is sending money through xRapid to the payout bank. And this is then moving to wherever it's going, to whatever asset it needs to be transferred to. Now, what you see in this little box below here is showing that xRapid is connecting up to the XRP ledger here. The XRP ledger is then converting whatever currency, XRP to Korean, I don't know what their currency is actually called, but the Korean currency, the Japanese yen, or the Mexican peso, right? And then when it transfers it into XRP via xRapid, that goes out to the payment bank, and the payment bank then converts it to whatever currency it is that they are dealing out to their customer, their beneficiary, right? So going down here, they don't have a nice little article here. Oops. Okay, so I know plenty about xRapid. I don't need to have them show me anything else. So what we're going to talk about in depth in this one, since I'm hoping you've already seen the other two videos in this series where we talked about xCurrent and xVia. So while xVia is providing the on-ramp, it acts as the dam, preventing the liquidity from just spilling out into the ecosystem. xRapid is the channel or the river that all that liquidity is being dumped into, so that it's going into this channel so that we know that the liquidity is going where it's supposed to, and not just going to go all over the place, not just going to spread out and flatten out and dry up in a field, right? That's why you got this channel, so the liquidity just flows, and it flows in the directions you want it. So that's the easiest way to keep this all in mind. I love the fact that everything regarding finance revolves around water, so why not just use our way of controlling water and utilizing it in the real world to explain these systems, right? Now, there is a lot. This video also, I want to go into a little more detail about why ultimately xRapid is not going to really move the price, right? We actually got, back when Bob Way was actively engaging with the XRP community, he made it pretty clear that he just didn't see a way for xRapid to really cause a shift in the price. And the reason that is because, as many people point out, this is a one-to-one trade on xRapid. So yes, it will increase volume, and yes, that does mean that we will need a higher market cap in order to facilitate such high volume that will eventually come through this system, right? But that volume, the liquidity in XRP will not be generated from xRapid. Instead, what will now, this is speculation. I'm sure that people at Ripple understand how the system is going to operate to at least a pretty high level, right, of certainty. Now, but what I'm about to say is just kind of my take on how it's going to work, right? The way I see it, xRapid as a solution here is not going to increase the price. Rather, it's going to help stabilize the price around certain dollar figures because of the amount of volume that these banks are going to be pumping through xRapid. It's going to basically make you and me as retail investors, like everybody who is invested in XRP right now, the amount of liquidity that we could flood the market with if literally all 1 million or 300,000, however many of us there are technically in the XRP ecosystem, if we all dumped our bags when this system goes live, guess what? It won't budge a penny, probably. I mean, it might. That's a lie. If everybody dumps it once, it'll probably drop. We'll probably see like a 5-10% drop. But because of how xRapid works, that drop would be filled. That gap that we create as sellers would be filled by xRapid, and therefore, and the savings that we just get, that reduction in price, that just saved a bunch of people money. So guess what? You selling out into xRapid when this starts pumping out, only thing you're going to be doing is making somebody else richer because you got out too early. Or you thought that you're going to take a big lump sum paycheck and all of a sudden, well, that's why you will never catch me getting all the way out of XRP. I will die before all my XRP is ever gone. Right? That's my holding term. A lot of people ask that. How long do I intend to hold? How much do I intend to hold? I intend to hold 50% of my bags until I'm 65, and then I'm going to start living. Then I'll start living off of my base, right? And whatever I have left, that'll go to my descendants. That's how I'm operating in this, because I see this as the new world currency. I see it as the future of the U.S. It's the future U.S. dollar, the future global reserve. Why do you think they're working with the IMF? Why do you think they're working with the World Bank? Why do you think they're working with the Bank of International Settlements, right? Why do you think the UN has praised them? Why do you think all these global supranational organizations have been praising Ripple and their payment solutions? This is happening. Yeah, I mean, I feel crazy whenever I say this is happening with certainty, because I don't like being certainties. I don't believe in certainties. I think that everything in the universe is probabilistic. But it's kind of like the notion of how likely do I think it is Ripple's going to fail? About as likely as I think it is that a meteor is going to impact the planet, before I upload this video. If you're watching the video, guess what? That meteor didn't come, and Ripple didn't fail. Not yet, right? I encourage everybody to do some digging into what makes a business successful. Right? What makes a company successful versus what leads to a company failing, right? Because if you're not, if this space is not just this space, but investing is new to you, the reason I'm doing this series, and now we're at the end of the video, so really if you don't care to hear anything I'm saying right now, go ahead and tune out. But really the reason I'm doing this series is so that I can help educate people on what they're actually putting their money into. I sit around and I don't talk about the actual price. I do little price videos because I'm excited about the future potential, and I really believe in those prices that I showed you. I think that the prices that I have talked about, even the really high dollar value ones, those are very realistic. Very realistic. They're conservative. All right? They're conservative price guesses. Apologies if you can hear the dog going off. Somebody apparently got here. So I just keep that in mind, that what is coming in the future of this ecosystem is going to make everybody's head spin. It's probably going to kill some people because of the shock of just how much money they will see. I'm not even joking. There will be people that die of heart attacks when they see this thing finally take off when it does. Because when it takes off, I do not set exit prices for. I don't have exit prices set for this bull run. A lot of people ask me, "What's my exit price? What's my exit price?" My first true exit price is $100, and that's going to be a 5% exit, maybe a 10, depending. If we go straight to 100, then it's actually going to be like 20%, 20 to 30% that I'm going to exit out, right? But I have dollar ranges between 10 and 50 that I think are a very real possibility in the medium to short term, not short term, but the medium term, the next year basically. But I do not believe that that those values will last long, and I don't believe that people who want to invest in those dollar ranges are going to have all that long to do so. I'm of the belief that once XRP pumps beyond $10, it's not going to stop pumping until it hits the triple digits, right? And I'm not saying that, you know, we go to 10 tomorrow and then 100 the day next day. I'm saying we'll go to 10 maybe by the end of the summer. You know, if we see movement finally happen, that could happen by the end of the summer. And then we could see the price just climb up continually. You know, we'll get little corrections here and there, obviously. But by the time we get to 2020, I'm really expecting XRP to be getting real close to that $100 mark. Real close to it. And maybe that's where we peak. Maybe we peak around 100. Maybe not, you know. Institutions have a lot of money, people. A lot. But this video has gotten off topic. Most of you already tuned out, I'm sure. So if you haven't and you're new, please be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date, and ring that bell so you can stay up to date with all my content. And again, if you did enjoy this, be sure to hit that like so that you can increase this video showing up in people's YouTube algorithms that are out there looking for XRP related information, right? So as always, thank you for tuning in. I've been Jade Martian. You've been watching The Martian Report, and I can't wait to see all of you, my XRP Martians, in my very next video on Mars. On Mars!